Right now at 9, a solemn tribute for fallen Chicago officer Areanah Preston. A live look at Trinity United Church of Christ in the Washington Heights community, where fellow first responders have gathered to pay their respects. Her funeral will be held there at 10 this morning.
Preston was shot and killed in the early morning hours of May 6th on a Saturday outside of her home, shortly after finishing her shift in the 5th District. She was just days away from earning her master's degree from Loyola.
We're paying tribute to Officer Preston this morning as loved ones and the law enforcement community give a final farewell.
We've been through this way too often in the past several months with our first responders. This is sure to be another emotional day for so many. Let's get right to CBS 2's Jackie Kostek, who's live outside the Blake Lamb Funeral Home in Oak Lawn. Jackie.
Ryan and Dana, we did watch as the family of fallen Chicago police officer Areanah Preston arrived here about an hour ago in Chicago police vans. I'll step out of the way so you can take a look. It has not gotten underway, of course, yet, but we don't have an exact time of when this procession is set to begin. We expect it'll be around 9:15 or 9:30. That procession will make its way from here to Trinity United Church of Christ in Washington Heights, about 6.5 miles away, where that funeral will begin at 10 a.m. And we already got a look at the program that will be handed out to everyone in attendance this morning. And I'll say I have never seen a program quite like it. It is full of beautiful photos of Officer Preston from when she was a child through recent times. It also has letters written to Officer Preston from close friends and family. It is beautiful and heartbreaking. Again, we do not know exactly when this procession will begin from the Blake Lamb Funeral Home this morning, but it should be getting underway shortly. And again, we did watch those family members of Officer Preston arrive here about an hour ago, so you can see the hearse set up outside right now, and we will be sure to bring the procession to you live as soon as it begins. Dana and Ryan, back to you.
Jackie, thank you. Those photos show just a vibrant, vibrant young woman. Thank you. CBS 2's Mugo Odigwe is live outside Trinity United Church of Christ in the Washington Heights community, where a funeral for Preston will be held later this morning. Mugo.
It's really difficult to hear what you said. I think we're having some issues there in the booth, but I just want to step out of the way real quick to show you what things are looking like out here. We're seeing a sea of Chicago police officers in their uniforms, all waiting. We are at Trinity United Church of Christ. As we've said all morning, this is where the service for Officer Areanah Preston will begin at 10 this morning. But we've also been talking about how we got to this point in the first place. So if we can go to video that we've had of the officer all morning, we know that she was unfortunately killed in the Avalon Park neighborhood. She was really close to her home. This happened on May 6th, and she had just finished her shift over at the 5th District, and that shooting was near 81st and Blackstone. And unfortunately, we of course know that a lot of people have shown up, mourners showing up yesterday to the Blake Lamb Funeral Home. Right now you're looking at some pictures. Jackie mentioned some very beautiful pictures of Officer Areanah Preston. And one of the things we've always mentioned is just how stunning she is, and she gave her life to serve the city of Chicago. And we, of course, talked to people yesterday at the Blake Lamb Funeral Home, many who knew her, and say one thing about her is that they liked her instantly.
I talked to Areanah Wednesday and Thursday before it happened about her graduation to say congratulations. So I was so shocked when I found out from one of the mothers that it happened.
So again, we're going to take another live look out here. What we're seeing right now is dozens and dozens of Chicago police officers standing in line. They're obviously waiting for that procession to get here. It's not clear when that begins. An officer out here earlier this morning had told me it starts at 9, but clearly it's 9 right now. So it seems like they're waiting probably a few more minutes before that starts. We'll, of course, bring you a live picture of that once the procession begins. But just from looking at the program of today's service, we know that one of the many speakers we'll hear from today is Officer Preston's mother. I'm going to send it back to you all in the studio.
Mugo, thank you for that report. And we want to take another live look where you are at that procession for Slain Chicago police officer Areanah Preston about to begin in moments from the Blake Lamb Funeral Home in Oak Forest. Stick with us here on CBS 2 as we continue our coverage of this solemn ceremony throughout this 9 a.m. newscast. And again, streaming at 9:30 on CBS News Chicago. We'll take you right up to our full coverage of the funeral for Areanah Preston at the Trinity United Church of Christ beginning at 10. We'll have that online as well as on air.